So, shouting, helping or hindering children on the pitch? Let's find out. Let's talk to Kirk Harrison, a football coach who works with a junior team, and psychologist Suzanne Wolf is here too. Kirk, let's start with you. So you're coaching these, how old are they, under 8s?
Well, they're underage.
Under 8s.
Team I've got now.
Keen, excited parents watching on the sidelines.
Yeah, they are.
How often do you have to kind of go over and have a little word if their behaviour is a little bit too boisterous, perhaps?
I've been involved with a team nearly 12 months now, so I think we all sing from the same hymn, but they know where I'm coming from and what I expect, so not as much now. Occasionally, some will get overexcited and you just have to have a little quiet word.
Do you think the idea of silence on the touchlines is right? Because on the face of it, you think surely the youngsters want to hear. They want to hear support, don't they?
I don't think silence is necessarily the right answer. I agree with what they're doing today in principle, and I agree with why they're doing it, but I think personally we should be dealing with the problem head on and dealing with the parents themselves.
Meaning what, when you say head on?
I think if your child, girl or boy wants to play football, then the parent should be made to come and sit down with the league or the team they're involved with and sign something and have explained to them what we expect, what is acceptable and what isn't.
Like a code of behaviour almost.
Yeah, like I'd have to go on a course to do my thing, you know, not a course, but just something that explains what we expect, what's not acceptable. And I think if we deal with it that way, they've signed it, then if they step over that line and they're too much, you can say, look, sorry, we don't want you coming watching this.
Yeah, Suzanne, it's interesting, isn't it? It's quite a lot going on. It might be about how much you want to show your child that you love them by shouting the loudest. There's an interesting dynamic going on there.
Yeah, it is really interesting what goes on a football pitch. And a lot of parents maybe think that they're being really, really encouraging, but actually it's really difficult to concentrate when people are shouting and swearing at the side of the pitch.
Well, swearing is a slightly different thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because that takes us into the, if you like, the negative,
Yeah.
you know, the people who shout at other people's kids,
Yeah.
shout at the opposition, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it still happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's a healthy thing for everyone just to, you know, give it a try of being quiet and maybe watching how their children react? Because you think, as a parent, you normally think that shouting's going to help.
Yeah.
Maybe an interesting experiment to see if they do as well or better without you making noise.
Yeah, and I think it's about learning to support in the right kind of way. So there's shouting support, but there's also shouting if a child's done something wrong. And could you imagine if making a mistake at maybe 10 minutes into a game and knowing that maybe you're going to get in trouble on the way home because your parents have been a little bit too enthusiastic? You've got 80 minutes there to sort of worry about when really kids are supposed to be enjoying it. But we're talking about tots.
Do you think children would play better if their parents were silent? Because we did hear from a couple of children earlier who said, actually, I don't want the distraction. I just want to concentrate on my football.
The problem is that shouting encouragement and telling a child where to be on a pitch, I think that's what causes confusion. The coach to play a certain position, and as a coach, you'll help.
So it's the sideline managers almost.
Yeah, I think if your dad's saying, I don't want you in defence, I want you in attack, little Johnny's like, wait a minute, he's telling me the coach is saying he wants me in defence, my dad wants me in attack. And I think that's where the confusion comes in. But bearing in mind, a lot of these football matches, all the parents stand together. They're basically next to each other for each team, so I don't think it's quite as extreme. There is certain issues that develop. I'm not saying it's all brilliant. There is certain people with language. I don't think it's quite as bad as people think. It is there, but I think a lot of coaches now are taking responsibility and saying, look, we don't want this at our club.
Presumably, though, as a coach, I mean, you have a right, don't you, to shout? So, I mean, that's one advantage you have.
The problem is, it's how you perceive it. As I said, when I was younger, I was probably noisier than I am now. And the problem is, you're shouting instructions, and it can come across, I mean, I'm a big lad anyway, it can come across in the wrong sense, you know, when you're shouting across the pitch. I think I'm a lot calmer now in the way I perceive and the way I'll shout my instructions, but I'll still shout. I'll never stand there and be totally silent. It's not the way I coach.
Thank you both very much. Your team are playing this morning.
They are, yes.
Have they played already?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting for them because I've taken my phone off. So they have played. They'll be in the second half, I think.
All right.
So
thank you very much.
Okay,
not a problem. Thank you.